Hey Hugs, just a reminder before you get into the show that we have merchandise, yes, and you can find it on our Ugly Truth website. There's a little tab, you can click on it, and then you can peruse to see all of our styles. You can grab a mug or a sticker. We have hoodies and t-shirts, pretty much anything you would want to show your pride for being an Ugly Truth listener. Thank you so much for supporting us. Enjoy the show. All right.
What is that? Is that your painful scream because you have to do a show with me?
No, it's just different. It's fine.
Well, of course it's different.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
I don't have boobs.
Everything's fine. Are you referring to my sister's breasts?
I'm just saying, I'm not a girl.
You're such a pig.
I'm not a sister. I'm not referring to your sister's breasts specifically.
All right.
God.
Ready?
Faux show.
Okay. Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 532.
Are you sure?
No.
You're not 100% positive?
I am not.
I think it might be
said
5.
Ugh. Are you going to Ugg or not?
Ugh.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
So as you can
distracted.
hear, the hot mess is producer Deb is sitting in with me today because children get sick. And with everything going on, it was just best that Stephanie stayed home and took care of her little spawn. So that's how that works. That's why when you do it with your family, you have variety of options.
So blame this on our nephew, basically, is what you're saying.
Jeff, this is all your fault. I will never forgive you. No, it's fine. Today is Sunday, July 7th.
7-Eleven.
July 11th, I mean.
7-Eleven.
7/11/2021. And our daughter, our youngest, is a icy junkie.
Totally.
Okay.
Frozen beverage
What's
junkie.
the difference between an icy and a slushie?
Okay. Slushy or Slurpee?
Slurpee. Whatever.
Yeah, so, it's 7-Eleven, so Slurpee Day.
Oh, it's Slurpee Day,
Slurpee,
not icy day.
But that's a good story, though, because I, out of curiosity, was looking up what was the difference between a Slurpee and an icy and all those things. So apparently, in the late 50s, this guy's name, I think it's Omar Nedkill or something like that. I couldn't pronounce it. It was like KN, something like that. But anyway, he owned a little store. I think it was a Dairy Queen even. And his fridge broke down. So he threw his sodas in the freezer.
Okay.
Well, sugar doesn't completely freeze. And so basically it became this slushy type thing.
Sugar doesn't freeze?
It doesn't freeze totally. No, it won't.
Huh.
Just like salt.
Interesting.
So they froze to a slush-like consistency. And so he sold them that way.
Nice.
And people loved him, and he was entrepreneurial and literally came up with this thing and invented this machine, and it's a drum and it's all this weird stuff. But he invented this machine that he ultimately patented, and that was called they ultimately called it the icy machine, the ICEE machine, which is what we know and love. And I thought maybe ices and Slurpees were competitive, like different products entirely. They're not.
Oh.
So icy was the original.
Right.
He then licensed the icy machine and concept to 7-Eleven on the condition that they call it something else. And so
they're calling it the Slurpee.
So some advertising agency guy at 7-Eleven, and they became more known for it because 7-Eleven has deep pockets. This guy was just some guy. So we all think Slurpee was first, but it really wasn't. Icy was first. Slurpee's just bigger because 7-Eleven. But
do people sell ices?
Yeah, so Icy's a different brand entirely.
Who sells those?
Like the Circle K's and things like that. So the non-7-Elevens, they call them ices.
So 7-Eleven exclusively sells Slurpees.
Correct.
And everybody else sells ices.
Right. And that guy only made money for 17 years because his patent on the machine ran out.
Oh, no.
So 7-Eleven licensed
Snatched it.
Well, they didn't snatch it, but now he doesn't.
Is
not
he
now.
alive?
No, he died in like 89 or something like that. But but yeah, he made good money off of it, but that's why we now have
fascinating
Slurpees versus ices, and I did not know that.
I didn't either, but anyway, our daughter is an addict when it comes to the Slurpees and icy. She'll take either one. She is not discerning.
Oh, and even the Taco Bell Baja Blast, those things,
that. So 7-Eleven is it's a big holiday in our home.
It is. It's a national holiday.
There's always an announcement somewhere between 9 and 11 p.m. I am off to do what I need to do and get my extra, extra large Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
Right.
And she does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for her, that's why I joked with her this morning. I was surprised she didn't take the day off because now she's at work. And by the time she gets to a 7-Eleven,
half of it's gone or broken.
Right, exactly. Yeah, They've tapped out. The
but
free
it's almost
Slurpee
like she has to do it that
I know,
way.
it is.
It's almost like it's an adventure for her to see what can she find right after everybody has stampeded in there.
In fact, she will go to the 7-Eleven that is not that close to us anymore because it's where we used to live growing up as a very small child. This is where we went. And this 7-Eleven, as you know, is kind of unique and really even in the world because it literally sits in the middle of a suburb. It's not on a busy street corner. It's not next to any other businesses. It's house, 7-Eleven, house.
It's weird because that 7-Eleven in that neighborhood has been there since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like legit since I was like 10.
Forever. And it's just randomly there. And in fact, because of where they are, they had a massive loitering problem.
Yes,
because it's houses. You could just hang out. There's not a busy street corner. It was no gas station. There's nothing. And so they played classical music into the parking lot.
Yes, they did.
And I don't think they do it as much anymore, but I haven't heard it. But definitely they'd play classical music so that the kids wouldn't hang out anymore. So
the only thing that I liked about Orangeville.
Really?
Literally the only thing.
Was that little 7-Eleven.
Agreed. And the people there were so nice.
Agreed.
So anyway,
she'll go back to that today, I'm sure.
I'm sure she will. Yeah. I did read note that marketing finally decided to do something other than just market. You have to sign up for their 7-Eleven loyalty plan this year. It's an app. You can just download it and go. I don't know. Is this the one where people can bring like sand buckets?
No, they do sample cups now. They don't let you just go unlimited anymore. I think that was like the gist of it early on. I just
remember people going in there with like
big buckets,
pitchers and a bucket of why would you do that? Why would anyone do that?
Well, I mean,
that's insane.
7-Eleven. What are you going to do?
People are so stupid. They're just so dumb.
Anyway, we'll celebrate with some brain freeze later, maybe.
Anyway, so producer Deb is here to fill in. Hello. Hi. How are you? What's the state of the show? Are we doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Fine. We just need a bit more money.
Yeah. Well, more would denote that we'd ever made any.
We do make money. We do make money. It's just not as much as...
Well, let's talk about how we make money. You can support the show at lipandclip.com. Right? What else?
Lumi.
Go to our website, uglytruth.com, and click on any of the support links.
Yes.
Buy those things. Right. I mean, those are just definitely ways you can support us.
We do have merch. And I also take cash.
Do you now?
I will give you my Venmo if you would like. I'd be happy to share that with you with nothing in return.
We should start an Ugly Truth Venmo so people can just donate.
They're going to want eventually something in return for that.
Stickers. We have stickers.
Okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they want. That's absolutely what they want is stickers for that money. Mm-hmm.
Stickers with your face on them.
Anyway, so this morning I was talking to you, and this is like the second or third day in a row. So on the weekends, we drink coffee together in bed. And so we were just sitting there, and I noticed that every time we do that, I become incredibly philosophical and deep thinking. And I don't know what that is. All I can equate it to is shower thoughts. And I think what's hilarious is I probably think like this myself when you're working and I'm waking up because you get up really early. And so I'm like, I bet I think like this when I'm alone and I just don't realize it because I'm deep diving on the computer or on my laptop or whatever. And I'm like answering all of my own questions.
Oh, so what happened this morning and what happens when I stay later in bed?
That still happens?
That still happens, just no one to say it to.
And I just don't talk to myself out loud. I just immediately go to my iPad or my phone and I start going, so what is the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA? Or, constitutional freedoms versus rights. I will go deep on stuff like that. Like today, I was telling you about something, and all I remember is I started to pontificate about how everybody's entitled to live their life. I don't even know what that was or why that was happening.
Some heart failure discussion, some essential oil discussion. This is what I've decided. Is that I, although wake up early and would be more of a morning person, I still feel like mine is a little bit more gradual. You are very sleepy until the coffee hits.
And then I'm awake.
And then everything gets like jumped up on at one time. You know, as soon as the coffee triggers, it goes, oh, brain, start working, go, go, go. And yeah,
it is so true.
But you're right. I agree with you. They are shower thoughts typically. They seem to come from nowhere.
One shower thought that keeps bringing up in my brain every day, because I've been watching a lot of TikTok for the last few months, is this one that I was going to ask. I'm going to ask Stephanie too, and I think she is still in the stage where she listens to the shows. She hasn't got to my point yet where I don't want to hear myself talk, but I was going to ask her this, and I think she would be honest with me. So I want you to be honest. So don't tell me you don't know, because
so it's okay if she hears the question.
Yeah, because I'll probably ask her anyway.
Got it.
Do you make a concerted effort to wash your legs in the shower?
You've asked me this question,
and I don't remember asking,
on
so I'm
the
asking
show
again.
Before,
and
I will tell you that I do not do it every time.
So you have ashy legs.
I wouldn't say ashy legs.
How do you know?
I do use soap. I'll do all that, but to actually go down and actually scrub my legs is not 100% of the time.
It's because you're white. I do it every time, literally every day.
Circle back. Because I'm white?
Yes. It is not something that the Caucasian folk necessarily do, because you can't see the dry skin that you're not scrubbing off when you're washing your body. But people of color tend to be able to see that, and so they make sure, because you can only lotion so much. You have to scrub and
this is based on research from you, or
it is a cultural thing. I'm just telling you, I have always been forced to scrub my legs and part of my body.
Wait. Our legs are literally next to each other right now.
It is a cultural thing. I didn't say it was a pigment thing.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I will admit, not every time, but most of the time.
Like, if you watch, I don't know how I go down on these. I don't know how I find these TikToks. It just happens, and I love them.
Oh, so this came up on a TikTok too?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Okay. Many times, not just once. Like,
well, nothing ever comes up just once on TikTok. Well, that's not true. It comes up once. And then if you watch it for more than 3 seconds, it comes up all the time.
So, for example, I made the stupid mistake of clicking on a TikTok to watch the full 3-minute whatever of someone's funeral. And so now, once again, I'm in funeral TikTok hell. I have to
Who TikToks a funeral?
A lot of people.
That's so dumb.
It's not dumb. I don't know why they do it.
It's disrespectful.
Well, if it's the family member, it's not.
More disrespect.
Okay, anyway, so now it's not, wait, okay. So anyway, I don't want to get into who it is or how, it doesn't matter.
All right.
But
someone you know?
No. Okay. I mean, culturally, I don't want to get into it.
Got it.
However,
because for fear of saying something racist.
It's not racist. Oh, okay. It's just, I don't want to generalize because I don't think everybody does it who's Mexican. But except for
the fact that I've just generalized, or you've just generalized, that all white people don't wash their legs all the time.
I wash my legs, and I'm half white.
Okay, so you wash it more than half the time?
I wash it all the time. I exfoliate my body every day that I shower.
I know.
Every day. And there's no complaints.
And there's none.
There's a reason why you think...
most beautiful skin I've ever seen.
Yes.
I know. I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you would ever want to afford me the same, that would be fine.
What? Do I scratch you with my legs?
Whatever. Lizard. Whatever.
Lizard. It's not like there's no moisture.
You need to molt. You literally need to molt.
Oh my God.
Stand somewhere in light and just scratch your leg up and see what happens.
Nothing.
No, you're not in a light. You can't. You got to go outside and watch it happen and see the flakes. It's like bodega's hair floating in the wind.
Okay. All right.
You don't believe me?
I don't.
Okay. That's all right. Get a butter knife and do it and see what happens.
Who uses a butter knife on their...
So you can see the skin that you're not scrubbing off of your legs. That's all I'm saying. You can do it to your arm, too, if you want to.
Thanks.
And you do need to lotion your whole body. You should lotion as well. See, all women know this stuff. This is not, I'm not educating a woman right now. They are all, yes, you're shaking your head. Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Okay, but what about the guys?
What, the 3 guys that listen?
There's way more than 3 guys that listen. There's at least double that.
They've probably already fast forwarded through this. They don't care about their legs. They're like, I am a man. War. That's what they're thinking.
That is so bad. So I am a woman. Periods.
What? What does that even have anything to do with?
It's the same.
Oh, so men don't like war?
Not all men like war.
Okay, Call of Duty 3 nights a week.
That doesn't mean I like war. I don't want to go to war. I just want to play a video game.
You want to play war?
No, I don't want to
You play war!
It's not war. It's just a first-person shooter. You play war, too.
They are figment.
Oh,
They're
I see.
fictional. I don't even there's no blood in mine.
Still blood in mine.
You turned the bloodless off?
Yeah, why?
On?
Yeah, I don't need that.
Well, I don't know.
But it doesn't matter. Why? Because mine's not an orc. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm using a wand. I'm not even using, or a staff. I'm not even using, I don't spend time trying to get fancy guns to get.
I'm glad you said guns.
Yeah.
Because everything else you do is spending time getting fancier stuff.
Yeah, but it's all like pink and purple and magic.
I can get pink guns.
It's all magic. You don't use a pink gun.
No, but I could get. Right. I could.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I don't either. Shower thoughts.
I also decided at one point in the morning that I would not be a good person on television, like in the background. I wouldn't be a good background person.
Like
if I would just like a random person walking in the background, like if it was an outside television scene or a film scene and I'm walking by.
Because you're too noticeable?
No. No. Well, a couple of things crossed my mind. One, they'd be like, why did they put that fat girl in there? That's really distracting. Number two, I don't know if I could get through a take without tripping or running into something. And they'd have to read it. They're like, get the girl out of the back. Just get her off. Get her off. Because she keeps running into shit. She can't open a door effectively.
You'd get your own section of bloopers on the
If I was in
DVD
a store as a background person and they were like, okay, we just want you guys to like pick up merchandise, walk around, la la la. I'd pick up chunk and I would drop.
Yeah.
I would make a big noise.
You couldn't be an extra.
No.
That's funny.
Never. And I don't even know. I mean, you know why? I would never even consider it because I know. Like, I know I would. My point is I just don't think it's meant for me. And Wait,
does that mean you could be like this? You could be the star? You could be the celebrity?
No.
But you just like,
so.
Okay, but you're claiming you couldn't even be an extra.
I would be a terrible extra. But these are the thoughts that I have whilst drinking my first cup of coffee in the morning. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I know Stephanie, she's constantly thinking about how she's going to be murdered by some serial killer.
Well,
because
this is what happens when you OD on true crime all the time.
Crime, yes.
You all do.
I know. Not as much as they do, but I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that I
think it's because you're more, I could be wrong here, but I feel like you listen to more newsy type stuff, so that takes up news and comedy than they do.
Yeah.
And so on the podcast side, so that when they do consume that kind of content, it's almost always true crime.
I listen to this one podcast called Serial Killers, and I listen to it. They do 1 and 2 parters every week, and I listen to it faithfully.
Yeah.
And they're horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying. But I can't stop listening to it.
Why?
And I don't know. All I do, and I think I'm not alone in this.
No, true crime's extremely popular.
With women specifically,
yes.
And I've told you the theory why women are so obsessed with true crime, right?
No.
The theory is, and I probably won't explain it properly, but the theory is that because we are far more vulnerable than most men.
Oh, sure.
We watch and go, okay, noted. Don't do this or don't do that, whatever. And so it's kind of like a tutorial on what not to do. A lot of these things that you read about, though, happened in a time where there's no iPhones, there's no whatever. And then like the true crime stuff that I've read, or even like most serial killers, they don't get away with shit anymore. Because everybody's so technology focused, it's almost impossible. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but what we're finding now is these guys are getting caught 40 years later because of DNA and all this other stuff. Right. Anyway, so shit like, like these girls that go and say, yeah, I'm going to go to this, I'm sneaking out and I'm going to a party with my friends and there's adult guys there and they're so hot because they're like 20 years old. And then ultimately they're horrible men and they kill and rape these women.
Yeah.
They find them because they have their fucking phone.
Right.
They find them like immediately. They're like, well, she last pinged here in the ghetto or wherever.
In the ghetto.
And, you know, she never went there before. And then the sister goes, oh, hold up. Yeah, actually. So she had a guy there and she would sneak. And it's like, you find out everything.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, but I think that's why people, women specifically, are obsessed with serial killers or with true crime, because it's a like why would any, you know, you're like teaching yourself what not to do as a woman when you're feeling vulnerable, and that's, you know, like lesson learned kind of.
Do you think from a crazy guy standpoint, if they did a lot of true crime, it would just give them ideas?
Well, that's fine, but women are smarter than most men, and so they would figure it out.
All right.
When it comes to protecting themselves.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, got it.
So, you know, I don't know, but I do listen to it. I can't help it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I can't.
I can't help it.
Like,
I choose not to help it.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, Stephanie, if you're listening, the 48 and a half minutes that you went on talking about Betty Broderick on the previous episode, not all of it made it to the show, but I listened. That's
because it's insightful and it's really interesting, you know?
Sure.
I mean,
if you're into that, yeah. I mean, it just feels like, and it's just maybe it is truly a male female thing.
Things like the Betty Broderick story is very rare. Very specifically, it is literally everything that can go wrong in a divorce happened in one divorce.
Right.
So that is why it's such a fascinating study. And there is no good guy or bad guy. They're all terrible.
I know a lot more than I thought I would know.
Yeah. So I think that's why we found it. Plus, we were like 18, 17 when that came out. And we were very, you know, and it was Southern California. We were here. We knew about it. Anyway, moving on. So apparently my shower thoughts are when I'm drinking coffee every morning.
Yeah.
It's amazing the kind of shit.
Do you have shower thoughts in the shower too?
No, I'm generally putting on concerts for myself.
Okay. Because I actually do have shower thoughts. But.
I'm, you know, pretending that I'm singing Ariana Grande or, you know.
I've come up with some of my best work ideas in the shower.
Yeah, no, not me. I'm usually performing. That's usually what I'm doing.
Super cute.
No, it is.
No wonder you never let me help.
I don't need your help. All right. So moving on. You and I watch a lot of shows together. A lot of the shows, I don't have patience because you just move. You don't have the same, need to watch the next episode like I do. Like, you're not necessarily a binge watcher when it comes to certain things. Yeah, or, like, if new episodes pop up, I'm like, oh, guess what tonight is? Alone is on tonight. And it's like, we have to watch it immediately, you know? You're like, oh, yeah, we got that show to watch. Okay. And so it's like, after a while, if you, like, totally lose interest, I will just watch it without you.
Right.
But there are a couple of shows that I'm kind of like, no, I'm going to wait because I know he would enjoy it. For one is Alone, which is on the History Channel, which is in its 8th season, I believe.
Yeah.
This one is Alone, Grizzly Mountain for a reason. And
the Bears.
We're already down to, this is the survivalists who go, they have the wilderness skill set where they build their own shelter and live off the land.
Half of the 10 have tapped out.
Yeah, half have already tapped out, and we're not even to day 30 yet.
Yeah.
It seems to me, based on this season, that where they put these people, food is very difficult. And if you can't fish and you aren't an avid hunter, they are all avid hunters, but there's no game anywhere. I haven't seen them do anything. And then you have to add...
because there's so many predators.
Yes, and then you have to add that you can't do what you would normally do, like I was telling you the other day, they can't just do snares everywhere to trap grouse and rabbits because the bears will take it.
Well, not only that, I had a thought when we were talking about that yesterday. They also made mention on another episode that regulations prevent you from hunting squirrels.
Oh my God,
and so I wonder if that's why you can't do snares. Because that's probably not even allowed.
I would say, regardless of... every single season, it's arduous. It's difficult. I wouldn't make it. Sure. I wouldn't even get off the boat. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing this. But
and it's about to get really bad because it's getting cold.
This season, to me, is they've really tied the hands of the participants, I believe, when it comes to the hunting regulations.
Well, they've put it in, and it's a very difficult spot.
And it is a very difficult spot. And so the people that have tapped have all been, they can't get the food, or they're like, I do love this kind of life, but it's no fun without my family.
Sure.
Like, those are the only reasons. No one's like, whatever. These are generally people who are like, I can't find food. I can't thrive here. I'm out. That's happened 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love that show.
I love it. It's really good. I don't understand why my brother won't watch it. Maybe he just feels like, maybe because he's got 2 little girls and he doesn't ever have control of the television ever. But
that's very possible.
But that's probably most likely it. But I could see him being like, I could totally do this, even though he couldn't, but still.
Well, the one thing I like about watching shows like that is my imagination will run wild. I'll be like, well, if that was me. And I'm like, first of all, that will never be me. I don't even like being in an RV, let alone out in the woods.
You don't want to glamp, let alone be. Now, you have said many times that you would have 0 problem with the alone part.
No, I could be alone. That would be.
You could go 30 days all by yourself.
100%.
Wow.
No doubt. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't miss people. Like, I know I would miss my family.
You
have
a big grin on your face right now. Like, you're like, the idea of it would be like 30 days. Shit, I'll take fucking 30 minutes.
I would. But the psychological part would be easy. It would be, the bears and having to kill fish, things of that nature. I would not do very well. It would be building a shelter, please.
Well, but see, you're not. That's the only real option, is that to be truly alone, because you can't be alone in a hotel.
I can be alone in a hotel.
No, you can't. What are you going to do? Go out and hunt in the streets? No one can see you. No one can bring you food. No, it's because 30 days alone is not room service. 30 days alone is alone, period.
We were talking about the psychological effects of being alone. I can do that. No problem. Yes. But I understand what you're saying. And no, I don't have the skills nor do the desire. Frankly, although I will say the first season that I watched, I immediately started shopping for a bow and arrow.
You did.
Because I wanted to learn how to do it. And I still do.
You did.
I still want to learn how to do that. I think that would be amazing. And I'm so in awe of these people to do this. It's incredible to watch.
My favorite guy finally caught a fish the other day. And he's super funny.
Carl?
No, it's the Tico guy or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Biko.
Biko, the guy that put a bone.
The Native American. He's amazing.
He couldn't take jewelry, and he's got a nose ring, so he literally carved a bone and put it in there. A fish bone. But he finally caught a fish, and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, he's lost 50 pounds since the start, and he's still huge, by the way.
He's a big dude.
He definitely is probably big in general.
I think he's very
Plus,
tall.
he probably plumped up for the show, which a lot of them do.
Which you should.
So anyway,
crazy.
It's if you've not watched it, it's super
on Netflix.
Cool. It's on Netflix, previous seasons, and then History Channel, which pretty much everybody gets. So
sure. Anyway, great show. The second one is we finally caught up with Disney Plus's Loki. I know that you kind of struggled because it was slow to you initially, right?
Yeah, it was a little one note for me a little bit because I think what it's trying to explain is complex.
It is very complex.
It's a complex plot.
It's like a math problem.
Because of time and variances and multiverses and things like that. And I think you can't just...
They are spoon feeding to you the multiverse because I think that when this show concludes, it's going to tie into the next big Marvel movie that's coming out.
Yeah, the Doctor
Strange, because it's all about
as well WandaVision.
Yes, WandaVision as well. So I think what they're trying to do is spoon feed you the multiverse concept, because when you're reading it in a comic book, it's one thing. Because they can just go, no, this is the multiverse from this line of time, and that's the end of it. There is no having to weave in like, oh, you just saw Infinity War and everybody was dead, but just kidding.
But this is the best part about it, because I think very much like both Star Wars and Marvel have started taking this route where we've finished with the main thing. The main thing was the Avengers. The main thing was the Skywalker saga. So now...
Splitting off.
Not only splitting off, but doing it in such a way that gives them way more flexibility than the original storyline did, right? And so now, like for example, the very Marvel's first animated show that's coming out is that What If show,
right?
And it literally is what if Captain America was actually his girlfriend, and she was Captain, I forget, Carter, Carter, or what
Captain Britain or England?
It's Carter, Captain Carter.
Oh, Captain.
Yeah,
Carter.
so but that's her name, that's her last name, but she's the one that made him the soldier. So I think that whole what if, where now every superhero is different. Black Panther's a girl, like it's very it's very different.
Well, the Loki show, I thought the last 2 episodes were so far the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're tying everything together now, and it's moving much faster. I personally liked the progression simply because I am not a hardcore Marvel person. So to me, I have to watch these and go, okay, I know I'm going to have to remember some of this stuff because when the movies come out or when another show comes out, there's going to be a tie-in, and if I don't pay attention, I'm going to miss it. I don't mind that. I don't mind having to be a bit cerebral when I'm watching entertainment.
Well, what I like about the 3 that they've done, so WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now Loki, is that they've all been different. I think aside from the characters and stuff, like the WandaVision one had this kind of drawn out storyline that you really truly weren't sure what was happening until late and you're like, and then it all made sense. It was like this revelation. Falcon and Winter Soldier was basically like a movie. It just had the action, the whatever. There was no, there was a plot, but it wasn't really intriguing necessarily. It wasn't bad.
It was just a way to introduce a new Captain America.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And that part was super cool. Well, some of the backstory was cool.
Well, not only that, not to sidestep, but they've introduced now a whole new line of people. I think they're called not the Degenerates. They're called something. That's going to be a whole new franchise.
Right. And I think that, and now with Loki though,
I don't know what the name of him is. Whatever. The faux Captain America, that guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Whatever that guy's.
I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, the Captain America that they first had, and he was terrible, and he got all violent and drank the blue shit.
I know who that is.
Okay, well that's a real character in Marvel,
I know.
And so there's going to be a whole new vein.
Got it.
Like what's the chick from Vice? Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like the main boss.
So she's in the cut scene at the end of Black Widow.
Get the fuck out of here!
I saw the Black Widow cut scene.
You watched the movie?
No. Somebody TikToked the cut scene from the theater.
Sick.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So anyway, what I was going to say about Loki is it's been confusing and crazy from the start. They knew that this was not something they could slowly get to. They need to introduce the wacky, the crazy kind of variant, pun intended, variants of timelines all over the place. So I'm definitely enjoying it. I felt it was a little slow at first, but I think it's going much better now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends. And then, of course, that just makes me excited for the movie, which will be fun.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's what we're watching right now. I'm watching other things that you're not watching.
And I do want to see Black Widow as well. So
yeah, I do too. I just didn't want to go to the movies to see it.
Sure.
I don't know.
That's what Disney Plus is for.
Yeah, thank God. Anyway, all right, enough of TV talk. Our deep discussion on it. Okay, so I can either I have 2 Q&As for you. I have 2 questions, or we can go to the HUglee and Awkward Moments of the week.
Let's do our questions.
Okay, Q&A. Who would be the most excruciating to watch in a rap battle?
A rap battle?
Yes. For me, it's me.
Oh, like personally, people I personally know?
No, just whoever. Just 2.
Oh.
To watch in a rap battle.
Andy Dick.
Versus?
Ryan Reynolds.
I think he'd be cute, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with his rap skills, yo.
It would be me versus one of my sisters. It'd be excruciating to watch people stop doing this.
Stop doing it.
Please don't do this anymore. I'm like, I can't.
I'm noticing a theme that we all picked white people.
Can't rap. Yeah. Okay, this one might take a little thought, but try.
Okay.
In a battle royale of all fictional child characters, which child would defeat all the others?
Fictional child characters.
Mm-hmm.
Which child would defeat all the others?
Which child character would defeat all the others in a battle royale? Who would come out on top?
Well, Chucky comes to mind, but I don't know if that counts as
He's not a child. He's a demon.
Okay. That's the first bad kid I thought of.
That's funny.
Louise from Bob's Burgers.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
She came to mind.
Okay.
But I do believe that Stewie Griffin would probably annihilate everybody.
Yeah.
That's my choice. Or the kid from Pet Sematary.
I don't know that movie. I mean, I know the movie. I've never seen it, though.
But it's not fair because he's like resurrected, so it's not really him.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah, I mean, because I was doing like, what's that kid? Problem Child. Those movies were
he's
stupid.
He's not murderous, though.
Yeah.
Stewie would kill people.
Yeah, Stewie is all in on that.
He would do that. He's got toys that can annihilate people.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Do some moments.
Let's do some HUglee and Awkward Moments of the week. Nubbin edition.
Nubbin?
Mm-hmm.
What's nubbin? Like nubbin?
You're going to find out.
I feel like I should know. And do I want to do it to you?
Here's the first one. Without thinking, I once tried to shake an amputee's hand. He stuck out his arm. He stuck out his arm in a non-offended way to show that he couldn't shake my hand. And to diffuse the situation, I, for some ungodly reason, took this as a gesture to shake his handless arm. What's worse is that it was cut off above the elbow, so I had to really make a reach for it, which resulted in an awkward laugh and an awkward goodbye, and I wanted to die.
Yeah, I could see that.
I wouldn't. I would not. I would not.
You fist bump is no.
I might do an elbow.
Elbow to elbow?
Yeah, that's it. I would not touch anyone's amputated limb.
Nubbin.
I know that's a like a porn thing where there's like amputee porn.
Yeah. I don't know why I wasn't thinking nub, because that's something you talk about all the time. So
I don't want to touch it. I mean, it's hard enough to have no arm, no hand or whatever, than having someone grab it. Like, why would you do that? I would never do that. No, I'm not. No, that's horrible.
It's a little 5-finger hand grab.
Very awkward.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. This one made me laugh. I would not do this one either.
Okay.
I was waiting tables one night and a man went to shake my hand. What is with these people shaking people's hands? This is pre-COVID.
Nubs.
He was missing half of his index finger. I panicked and pinched the nub. I tried to laugh it off, but oh my God, it was not working.
It pinched it.
Index finger is the pointer, right?
Correct.
So they went in to shake, because I was trying to think. They went in to shake and just like and grabbed the...
You dumbass.
That's a dude who did that. There's no way a girl did that.
I knew a guy that had half a finger.
Okay.
He was a friend of my dad's. Care to elaborate? Yeah, he was a friend of my dad's. Bob, I want to say Bob McAdams, but Bob. And Bob I think he was a former police officer too, but he ultimately owned a paint store. Okay. Not far from where I lived, actually. And so, but what had happened was he had gotten, because this was back in the 80s, 70s, 80s probably, he had gotten some toxic paint under his fingernail. Oh. And had to have half his finger amputated.
Did he show it to you?
Yeah, we saw it all the time after that.
Did you just like focus on it like I would?
At first, I think I was a little, plus I was a little kid, so. But anyway, but I always remember like that. That's probably the one person I actually knew. Yeah, but I don't in my life. Do you know any? No, I don't know anyone who is missing a digit, a finger, or a hand, just that lady we met at the bar, the 3-finger discount, 3-fingered woman. Yeah. Other than that, and I can't think of anybody who's missing a digit. I mean, actually, technically, my dad is missing. Yeah, a toe, but that's different. I just mean, like where I would have to touch it or see it. You wouldn't touch a perfectly formed foot. I wouldn't. Let alone one that was missing a digit. No. No. Oh yeah. And speaking of TikTok, I came across, and don't tell me how I found it. I came across your algorithm. No, it was just I came across a podiatrist who has his own TikTok and was showing like, yeah, this is definitely an ingrown toe. I'm like, why am I? What? How do I block this? I can't. I'm like, bye. So I was like, no, and I scrolled as quickly as possible. And they don't really have like an unlike. They just. I don't even know. It could have just been I was scrolling and it was like, hey, do you want to be part of Foot TikTok or whatever? And I'm like, I don't. How do I block this? Like, I need to block this. I need to block funeral TikTok. I need to like get on with it. Like,
It's
you have to like
really-
start a new account at some point.
Well, it was funny because I was telling Mackenzie about it. I'm like, God, I just, I get all these weird, like, I know it's because of my algorithm. I know of like certain things. Like, I'm really trying to get like stylist algorithms, music algorithms, awkward moment algorithms for my TikTok, my stories or whatever. But occasionally, now though, if I don't fix, and I have actually adjusted it where I want more than white girls from the South, and I've got so many for some reason
because they're so awkward.
There's so many, and so I'm like, how do I mean, it's great, but I don't give a shit about how hard it is, for you. I don't, because it's not as hard.
Sure.
So I'm like trying to find. So now I'm getting to a point where I've curated my algorithm, where I'm getting a lot of really funny shit, a lot of husband-wife pranking, which I absolutely love.
Do you get the one? It's a cop and his wife.
Yes.
And he's constantly blasting her with those sticks. And he's good at it though.
Well, of course he is. He's a guy.
Yeah, but they basically just have their camera in their kitchen catch it.
Whenever possible. Yes.
It's pretty funny.
Well, there's all kinds. Yeah. And so I'm like, I just don't know if the thing is I can pull them off, but to video that and pull it off would be the hard part for me. Because I just wouldn't know. I would not be able to set it up where you would be like, why is your phone over there? You'd be like, you would know. You would know immediately.
I saw a funny one yesterday where the guy called his wife and he told her he forgot his wallet. And he bought stuff, so can she run it by really quick? And so they like parked next to each other, and she handed it to him through the window, and then he pulled out one of those things and just blew it up in her car and drove off.
Wow.
It was elaborate.
If you do that to me, it is on like Donkey Kong.
Those things are funny.
I will not film it. I will just do it to you.
Those are funny. I think the gender reveal ones are a little more not when they do actual gender reveal, but when they use the more paint and chalk ones versus just the confetti ones. That's a little too far for me, but some of those have been pretty
no more
funny.
Gender reveals, please. I can't
stop. I saw one the other day. I thought I'd like not, but I was like, this one looked funny. And they like pitch the ball and you got to hit it. And then there's one where the guy never hits it for like 15 times. Mm-hmm. Well, this one, they pitched it and they had a catcher. And it literally blew up on his face, all blue on his face. He missed hitting it, and it literally hit him in his face. It exploded blue on his face.
There's so much to unpack there as a person who's going to be a father of a boy, not being able to hit a baseball, which was probably thrown to you underhand,
right? And
you couldn't hit it,
right?
And you have a son coming.
And then the ones where they do the gender reveal and the thing is mislabeled or something like that.
Oh God, I know. I don't know if those are true or not. Yeah, and there was a time period I was going through TikToks where it's like, well, I'm 3 days late. Let's see if I'm pregnant. I'm like, you're really young to be this excited about potential pregnancy. I would be like, holy shit, why are we filming that? I would not be filming that. Yeah. I'd be like throwing up with anxiety.
I'm curious how long this will last, because I think, what was that?
What, TikTok?
Yeah, what was the one?
Vine.
What Vine?
Which I loved.
Vine went great for a little bit, but I don't think people were generally ready for it. But
it was ahead of its time.
TikTok's pretty easy. You can blow a half hour in a minute.
A half hour? Try hours times 10.
I actually read something. I'll have to get it. God. The average I'll get this wrong, but I do have this stat, so I'll get it for you. But the average TikTok user has spent over 100 hours watching TikTok.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. And
average, like not like some power user.
When I watch the thing is, when I watch them, I am constantly impressed with the quality of these TikToks, just with some of these people.
They're better if you make effort. That was the thing about Vine. It was just like happened to be if you were filming, if you were doing it, blah, blah, blah. But the best ones are the ones that are...
They're produced. I mean, I just watch these and go, this is a new lane that no one ever expected. But these are like mini reality show productions.
I remember,
like, they're so good.
A couple of weeks ago, I think it was one of the iHeart shows we were watching on TV. They're like, with a special performance, or it was The Voice or something, a special performance by this guy, and we're like, who the fuck is that guy?
Oh,
and then we're like, never heard it. What song is that? I've never even heard of that title. We see the title, and then he goes rolling down, then the deep, and we're like, oh my god, it's the guy from the TikTok song. I didn't even know.
Who's Olivia Rodrigo? I'm like, you would know it if you heard her. I promise.
Because all her songs.
She's on TikTok constantly.
Have you ever actually done a TikTok?
I have a TikTok account. You know
that
I
doesn't,
do.
That doesn't, but I haven't.
Well, they're
I
all
have a TikTok
huskies.
account, but I haven't actually done
They're
one.
the husky ones.
Oh, yeah.
I did do one where I this is so stupid. I did do a TikTok and it took way too much effort. And I'm like, this is the last time I'm doing this. I found something on Instagram or something like how to wash your makeup blenders, your beauty blenders.
Right.
You put them in a sock and then you tie the end and then you put them in the washer and you wash them. And that's the fastest way. Cause it takes a lot of effort to wash a makeup blender, by the way.
And assume that a clean sock is appropriate.
Yes. So washing your beauty blenders is really a pain in the ass. And I'm like, well, this is a fast way to do it. I'm going to do it. So I filmed myself washing them, like putting them in the sock and putting it in the washer with the thing and washing them. I didn't wash the after effect.
Yeah.
But I did that anyway. So I did do
you
it.
Get 5 million views?
No, of course not. But I the problem is that when I took the beauty blenders out, they weren't completely clean, nor were they completely rinsed. And I'm like, you know what? This is dumb. So not everything you watch on social media.
If you want to know the good TikToks, just follow Jamie Uglee Truth on Instagram, because that's where constantly get those stories in, gleaning
other people's efforts onto our social media. I know I should do more stuff. I don't know, man. It's so much work. It's a lot of work, and I don't think I'm that good. So I'll just take everybody else and say, here, everybody, look at how great these people are. And show you, or funny, or whatever, stupid, awkward. Yeah. My favorite ones are the awkward moments where, like, it's hard.
You've resorted to using children awkward moments now, though.
That one, and it was hilarious. I laughed every time, only because I've done it. But anyway, no, the ones that are clearly not staged are the best. I mean, I know there are some that are staged and they're still funny, but when they are legitimately like, you truly messed up, they're so good. They're just so good. So that's what I post, like 3 or 4 a day. I can't help myself. It's just crazy. It's like, well, guess I got to do this for my Instagram. Guess I have to look at TikTok. Oh, well, it's so hard. What a hard job.
Well, hopefully this wasn't too unbearable and Stephanie will be back.
She is. She promised me she'll be back. She's like, I just don't ever want to miss a show. Like, I'm like, we should take a break for 4th of July. She goes, why? Why should we take a break? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. When you're right, you're right.
She's hooked.
She's hooked. She loves it. And you guys love her. So thank you very much. And Stephanie and I will be back with a new episode next week.
Yes.
Bye.